Got a big box in today from DLT Trading. I'm going to go ahead and open this up with the Hogue Deca MagnaCut, the old time handle scales. And this is so big that it doesn't quite fit in the frame with where I've got my camera mounted, so we'll do our best here. Okay, so we've got a large Spyderco pouch. Some of the higher end Spyderco knives don't come with the red and black boxes. They just come with a nylon pouch, and with this particular thing, I think it's so big that having an internal box in there would be just something that would likely get crushed, banged up. All right, so let's open this up. I am going to have to cut into it, I guess. Sorry for the interruption. I had to come outside because my video light was intermittently cutting out. So I had to come out where there was some sunlight. It's a very hot day here in Texas, so I might make this video a little bit brief just so I'm not standing out here for too long. All right, so let me go ahead and open up this nylon case, show you what you get in the package here. So we've got the usual case candy from Spyderco, including a little warning about the fact that this has high carbon steel and is not stainless and can rust, which is partly why we've got a pack of desiccant in there. This comes with a leather sheath, really pretty nice leather sheath. It's got these grommets so that you can sling this thing over your shoulder or strap it to a pack. Comes with a little blade protector on it. And here is the Genzow HatchetHawk. The steel on this is 5160, which is a tool steel. It's also a spring steel. One place that you will see, one application that you'll see 5160 steel is in the leaf springs for automotive suspension. It does take an edge, and it's pretty tough, so it's an appropriate steel for an axe head. It's not stainless. In this case, it's drop forged, but then it's polished quite a bit. The polishing should help a little bit, actually, with preventing rust, but it's still going to need some care, and it probably will develop a patina. The handle material on this thing is a polypropylene plastic that is overmolded over aluminum, and it's got a little plug in the end here. Spyderco says this is a permanent attachment, so they're not expecting this to come off of here and be replaced. They don't offer a replacement handle for sale separately, as some axe makers do. I suppose that if you badly damaged this handle, or if you just really hated this handle, as some people do, you could probably figure out a way to get this head off and mount it onto a hickory handle or something like that, which might be preferable. I mean, this is going to be impervious to weather, and it's got the nice Spyderco badging on it. Interestingly, this is manufactured in North Carolina. This is somebody's doing an OEM for Spyderco. Spyderco manufactures their USA products in Golden, Colorado for the most part, but those are fixed knives and folding knives. So it's not surprising that they would outsource the manufacture of this to somebody else to OEM it for them. Let's talk about this design a little bit. This is the first hatchet that Spyderco decided to make, but it's not the first hatchet that they brought to market. The Lacey Chabot Hawk and Warrior Hawk came out before this did. And those are both very tactical. They're not really outdoors tools. I mean, they could be used for some, they could be pressed into service as survival tools. Got an airplane going overhead here. Give it a second. Both of those other two hawks have bolt-on, I think, sheaths as opposed to this leather sheath with this one. This one is definitely marketed a little bit more as an outdoor tool, whereas those two are marketed as tactical weapons. But this does have some tactical influence in its design. It is supposedly a combination of Francisca, which is a throwing axe, so obviously a weapon, a bearded axe, which could be used as a weapon or could be used for utility purposes, sort of an all-purpose tool, and a tomahawk, which again is an all-purpose tool that could be used for fighting purposes. So a traditional Francisca wouldn't have a hammer pull on it. So we already see this thing deviating from some of those roots and trying to be a little bit more practical. Of course, a hammer could be a weapon as well, but I think the idea here is that you could use this for driving stakes. The designer of this thing is a German guy named Martin Genzow, or Genzow. I tried to find the pronunciation of his name. I was hoping to find a video of the man himself introducing himself, but I could not find that in the few minutes I spent looking for it. Spyderco describes him as an outdoor enthusiast and historian. And I think historian is probably more what we're seeing here than outdoor enthusiast. People have made some reasonable criticisms of this as an outdoor tool. The handle is a lot thinner than most outdoor hatchets and axes, and slicker. And if you were going to do a lot of cutting with it, I think the polypropylene over aluminum would probably transfer some shock into your wrist. It'd probably get pretty exhausting to use this thing. Also, this sweep to the blade here. Now that's more from the Francisca and from the bearded axe. but that's not ideal for chopping. It's going to present a smaller section of blade when you chop with it than with an axe that has more of a flat head on it. It'll work. You know, drop forge 5160 is good steel. And this thing is probably heat treated very well. Spyderco generally is on top of that sort of thing. I think it'll work really well as a hammer, and I think it'll work well in a choked up position for some cutting tasks and very light duty chopping. I think if you really had to, do some heavy duty chopping with this thing, you'd be fatigued and you'd be frustrated. Although it would get the job done. We do have a Spidey hole here, serving no functional purpose except maybe a little bit of weight relief. That is just to be consistent with Spyderco's design. All of their, well, almost all of their knives and tools have a hole like that on them. Usually it's a thumb hole for opening the folding knives, but even the fixed knives have holes on them generally. Yeah, I don't have a lot more to say about this. I'm not doing a full review of it right now. I'm just showing you the unpouching. Let's go ahead and put it in that sheath. Yeah, it's a nice sheath. It's a very nice sheath. Kind of chestnut brown or dark brown. All right. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see a whole lot of knife videos. I'll keep them coming. Thanks.